Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
It is Thursday, which can only mean one thing. It's Family Feud Day.
That's right.
It's Family Feud Day here on Baseball is Dead. We're coming off a big win, Dallas, yeah?
No, we are not coming off.
No, what?
A big win.
Are you sure? Jay, we lost last week?
Oh, you and I together. Yeah, yes. Yes, we are coming off a big win. Yeah, I thought.
What the fuck are you talking? Oh, you thought this motherfucker thought I was talking about the goddamn Oakland A's, Jay.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
It's like that Uncle Phil thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are you fucking kidding me, Dallas?
Yeah, I just thought, maybe you went
I literally said, hey, welcome to Baseball is Dead, Family Feud Day. Are we coming off a big win? And this motherfucker immediately starts thinking about the Oakland A's.
That's where my brain's at. Who
cares if the A's won last night?
I got a ball game here in mere minutes.
I'm glad his internet isn't working. What did you say? What did you say, Dallas?
It's good.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I said we've got a ball. I said that's where my brain is at. Early this morning, I was already up looking at stuff for the ball game, so that's where my brain goes.
Well, maybe your brain should be here. Maybe your brain should be here.
Maybe you should be studying for Feud and not for a ball game against the Mets again? Is it the Mets?
Again for the fucking third day in a row.
Yeah.
Jeez. Is that how series work? That's crazy.
3, sometimes 4.
You got a comment on your fucking boy showing up your third baseman there? Nice team you got. Nice team you got there, Dallas.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes emotions get the best of you and you're a fucking asshole to your own teammates. Go ahead.
All right, you ready to be the asshole now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Because Joey Estes was actually dealing with the loss of a very, very close soon-to-be family member. And decided, no, I'm going to pitch anyway because my teammates need me and that's what I should do. So I'm going to pitch through that. And if you know Joey Estes, you know that this dude pitches with emotion. And I wouldn't hold any other announcer responsible for this. I wouldn't ask any other announcer to know the sort of detail that we know as the announcer who calls his games daily and knows the background of this individual. I wouldn't expect anybody else to know that he and Daryl Hernandez have an extensive relationship that goes back to the minor leagues. I wouldn't expect anybody to know that they're boys away from I wouldn't expect that. And I wouldn't expect somebody who doesn't watch A's baseball every day or watch Joey Estes pitch every 5th day to understand how he moves on the mound. So I have a ton of respect for Ron Darling, almost an insurmountable amount of respect for that man and his opinions on how the game should be played. And I reserve the same opinion that you don't show up your teammates. You don't do stuff like that. And I think if you go back and you watch the replay, and I have the benefit of, talking to Joey and watching this unfold, you can see that his reaction comes, after the play, meaning the ball's already through his third baseman because it was 105 off the bat. Nobody in the world expected Daryl to come up with that ball. It was scorched. And it gets through him, and then the ball's taken a while to get in, right? Like to get back in to the infield. And runners are fucking moving around the bases. And so Joey's like, oh, come on. Like his emotion isn't at Daryl. Like, fuck, you missed that ball. That couldn't have been further from what he was reacting to. It was in the moment like, oh my God. Like he said, I'm watching these base runners go around the bases. I'm watching fucking JD Martinez lumber around like I'm trying to get the ball. Like I want to get the ball in is what he's thinking. That's what he's emoting. And so then it shows him after the inning coming in. And again, if you've watched Joey Estes' starts, you would know that when he comes in after the inning like that, when things haven't gone well or whatever, he's not high-fiving guys. He's not anything. He walked right by Daryl. He didn't even know it was Daryl.
That was the part that I was going to call out. I actually don't really mind the body language on the mound during the play, but it was the optics of him walking right past him and not being like, hey man, like, I'll pick you up. That was what I was like, I don't know. That doesn't look too great.
And like I said, him and Daryl, they've played together in the minor leagues for years. Like they're homies. And so the first thing that you ever concern yourself with or are worried about as a player, if something like that happens, where optically it might not look great, but everybody in the room knows what's going on. At 22 years old, literally 72 hours away from finding out that his brother-in-law tragically passed away after being hit by a drunk driver at a stop sign, decided, I'm going to play because this is how I'm going to handle this emotion. This is what I'm going to do. And again, that layer on top of Joey being as emotional as it is, the scouting report with Joey came like this: pitches with his heart on his sleeve, feels the emotion. And for some folks, that scares evaluators away. And for others, for people like me, I fucking love that. I absolutely love that because you give a fuck. And it's not saying that other people who don't show that emotion don't care, but this is just somebody he's in the moment, and the tangible vibe that you can feel when he takes the baseball. His teammates can feel that too. Guys like playing behind individuals like that. I like pitching in front of guys who play with their hair on fire like that. So all of it was essentially bad optics. But if you have any sort of understanding of, one, the situation, two, the player and their relationships, then you probably don't have that opinion. But as I said, I understand where Ron Darling is coming from in that moment because he doesn't have the benefit of all of the information that I have. Right. So I can look at that and not think twice about it because I know Daryl, because I know Joey, and I know everything that's gone on. Somebody who doesn't have that benefit might be looking at it through a different lens. And that's why I'm not going to get on the internet and try to bury and punch back an entity that's how they make their living. That's how they create the buzz for their show, for their fan base, right? They put things together like that. They edit and clip off and comment on things like that in a certain way. And there's no denying that when you put it together like that, you can come away feeling a certain way about it. I would just like to think that after you've heard and listened to all the details surrounding the situation, you might take 2 minutes and think about how you would react 72 hours away from having lost somebody so close to you in your life and then going out there and trying to just do your job and ultimately doing your job the same way you've always done it. Problem now is you're under a microscope in New York and people have opinions about it.
I would imagine that if that information was more public, that the Mets broadcast wouldn't have been as hard on him as they were. But at the same time, I think the relationship between the two players is almost more important.
Exactly. I'm telling you right now, Jared, that's the conversation. I mean, dude, without going into too much detail, yes, you guys know my relationship with our players, and you know that I talk about it to an extent, and then there's stuff that is left between them and I. And it was something that Joey immediately paid attention to. It was something that he immediately wanted to make sure that his teammates understood because they know him. They were like, Joe, we're good, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, don't worry about what the fucking, the internet. Don't worry about Twitter, and nobody gives a shit about that. Like, we're good here. So it's all good. And that's what I asked Joey. That's what I told Joey. And that's what I know. So I'm on to Thursday getaway day.
But you guys lost, right?
We did not win that ball game. No, Jerry.
Okay.
That ball game was ultimately lost.
Yeah. I'm just asking. I was, just looking at the box score today.
It didn't go well.
No, it didn't seem like it did.
No.
Yeah. That's too bad because I'm a big ace guy, as you know, and I'm a big underdog guy as well. That's why I'm upset, because I'm out here trying to sprinkle some scratch on the Oakland A's. You guys let me down last night. But the MLB season's in full swing, and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared, that's JARED, to get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Aaron Judge last night, I believe they walked Juan Soto to get to Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
And this was after Grady Sizemore was like, there's one guy in that lineup. We're not going to let him beat us. It's Aaron Judge. And they walked Juan. I mean, there's no shame in walking Juan Soto. But if it's to get to Aaron Judge, then I don't necessarily agree with the logic behind that.
On the heels of that comment too, right? That and it's not like he's revealing anything the rest of the league doesn't know. It's not a crazy approach that he's just going to roll out there and see if it works. Not letting Aaron Judge swing the bat has proven beneficial for teams. So if you're Grady Sizemore, who understands we can't do this, and you say that we can't do this, and then you go and grab Juan Soto and you're like, you, easy pass, front of the line, let's go. You're not waiting 3 hours. You're getting on the front of the ride right now. Bang. History. That's all part of having to pick your poison. Just don't know that that's the vial I would have opted for. But then what do? That's the conundrum you're left in. Well, do I attack Juan Soto?
You know what you do?
Do I watch
you do, Dallas? You fucking roll out of bed. You realize that you're the Chicago White Sox. You say, who gives a shit? And you pitch to both of them because who cares? Why are we managing these games like they're playoff games if you're the Chicago White Sox? I get Grady Sizemore. He wants to make an impact. Like, hey, I'm the interim. They haven't given me the keys here. Like, I'm trying to prove myself. I'm managing a big league ball club for the first time in my career. I'd like to go out there and show that I know ball. And there's no there's no more universally agreed upon opinion right now in baseball than we can't let Aaron Judge beat us. That's the one guy we can't let beat us. So if you say that, man, do you sound smart? Because who's going to disagree? Not me, not anyone here. But when you walk Juan Soto to get to Aaron Judge, I don't know. I struggle to see the logic there. I don't know why you would do that to someone as talented as Aaron Judge. It is what it is.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like
as far as strategy goes, it's tough. It's tough to
defend. Tough to defend.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Again, it's just crazy. Like, you almost want to be able to hit pause in that moment and then like bring Grady Sizemore back to life and go, all right, Grady. So do you remember before the game we were talking about
when
this?
you were out
and
that
we were
whole
like, dude, if we're ever in a spot where the game could go the other way, there's a dude that we don't want to make that deciding swing, and it's Aaron Judge. So Grady, what you've done right now is you have intentionally walked Juan Soto to get to Aaron Judge, which means you're probably going to pitch to him. Because I don't see you walking Soto to walk Judge to, like, you're not going to do that. So,
and you've made him mad, which he admittedly said after the game.
Who is it? Like, look, that's real. I don't care if you're the 9-hole hitter. All right, because I've watched Max Schumann for the Oakland A's do this. You walk the guy ahead of him to get to him. The 9-hole hitter who's been in the big leagues for about 10 minutes. That dude's pissed. He's like, oh, really? Oh, is that where I'm at? And the answer is, yeah. Yes, that's where you're at. You're the 9-hole hitter in the big leagues. So we're going to walk whoever's ahead of you if they provide a threat, and we're coming for your ass. Of course, that's how it's going to go. And then you get fired up, and then you lock in, and then you become the fastest player to ever hit 300 home runs in baseball history.
Jay,
I don't care about the intentional walk.
Well, you never played, so of course you wouldn't care.
Doesn't do anything for me. I forgot all those high leverage at bats you got in the major leagues.
Yeah. I'm not a hitter, bud.
I know.
Are you that
I know. No, I know. I remember when you were intentionally walked and all that sort of stuff in the major leagues.
Well, tell me about your experience in the major leagues.
No. I'm interested to hear about.
Oh, you don't have anything? Okay. Well, then just give me your opinion.
You were maybe
because you can't speak from
walked.
experience. So just give me your opinion.
Well, I mean,
because I wouldn't be intentionally walked as a pitcher.
Right. I know. That was the point. Stay in your lane, sort of thing, right?
Right. The guy who's been there, the guy who hasn't. That whole thing.
Yeah. You were not intentionally walked though, right?
Why would I be as a pitcher?
Not even in ESPN softball were you given that sort of respect.
They just robbed my homer.
The bigger issue, I mean, we just took your championship, no big deal. The bigger issue is that when you intentionally walk Juan Soto to get to Aaron Judge, what you can't do after that is go 3-0. Like that's probably the bigger issue here as far as strategy goes. If you're going to put the pitcher in that sort of situation, you probably need to not go 3-0 and give him a chance throwing a fourth straight sinker to hit a home run in almost the exact same spot that you threw the second sinker. So that would be my take on the strategy as far as that goes. But I tend to lean more towards the perspective of you are 29 and 93, or 92, I guess at the time. So
don't try to win baseball games.
No, well, you just admitted that it was bad strategy. So I don't know why you're disagreeing with me to be combative. But I don't know why
poor strategy, but he did it. Why do we think he did it? Let's just answer that question. Why do we think he did it? Was he trying to lose the game, or did he make that decision because he was trying to win the game? Again, we've agreed that it was a poor decision, but let's ask ourselves, why do we think Grady Sizemore made that decision? Was it to lose the game, or do we think he made it foolishly to try to put his team in a better position to win the game? What do we think happened?
I personally think he did it to lose the game, Dallas.
Yeah, see, and that would just be absolutely crazy to say out loud because you don't believe it and nobody else does.
I mean, what other reason would you walk Juan Soto to pitch to Aaron Judge unless it was to lose the game?
That's why we're all asking this question because it just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
So I can appreciate fans wanting to see the fireworks, but you prefaced your earlier statement with the answer, which is, well, he's an interim manager. He's trying to show that, like, would you legitimately just have Grady Sizemore, a man with integrity, go, yeah, man, just do whatever. I don't know. Do you want to pitch to Soto? Go ahead. Do you not? Fuck, I don't care. Well, you know what? Let's take a poll. Section 307. What do you guys want to do? Like, is that what we would have happen?
That actually did happen when Tony La Russa was fucking managing the White Sox. Like, wasn't there a fan that was like, you got a pinch run for so-and-so? And like, he's like, oh, fuck, right. You're right. And then he did it. So like the example that you're giving out is not exactly far-fetched, Dallas.
Well, no,
I forget what it was.
That wasn't Tony taking a poll. That was a fan
waking Tony up.
Yeah, exactly. And these are two completely different people. Tony, we're not sure, has been awake for the last 5 years, but we do know that that Grady is very much awake.
Well,
that's just why it's bananas to see that call. Like all of that together. Like, is that the move you make to try to win the game? No. You acknowledge that wouldn't be the move that you make to try to win the game. So why did we make that move? What happened? I mean, do we have any sound bites from him after the game?
Grady Sizemore?
Yeah.
Honestly, Dallas, let's fucking look. Let's take a peek, kid. Let's try and find something here.
Because I mean, trust me, I think we're all on the same page. Like, you think as a fan, what do you give a shit about? What do you care if this ends 14-2? Well, for Grady and the players on the field, they care. Grady's trying to win baseball games. Everybody's trying to win baseball games. We'll talk a little bit later about Walker Buehler and how he feels about how things are going. He understands. I'm coming into a situation. You got to win games. It's the big leagues. You got to win.
I don't see anything. I don't see Sizemore talking. I just see the beer shower video. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to do to a guy like Aaron Judge, who's going the way he is give him any sort of.
Well, here's Judge if you want Judge.
Yeah.
You had 3-0 in the count, and that cool tried to go up and in there. How were you able to pull your hands in enough to get to that ball and drive it down the left field line?
I was mad about the intentional walk, so that kind of fueled it. Usually 3-0, I'll take a pitch, see a pitch, pass it on to the next guy. But in that situation, if they want to pitch to you, you gotta come through.
I mean, you can't spell it out any more blatantly than that. Yeah, they fucking walked Juan Soto to get to me. I'm Aaron Judge. I don't know if you realize that. If you took a peek at the lineup card, after Juan Soto comes Aaron Judge. So you wanted to face me on purpose? Okay. All right, fine. I mean, not that you were aggressive in your approach once I got to the plate. It was 3-0. And like he said, normally it's 3-0. I would take a pitch, maybe, take a walk, pass it to the next guy so he can have some ducks in the pond, do some damage, drive in some runs. But I said, fuck it. If you're going to throw me something to hit on 3-0, guess what? I'm swinging. And he did, and he homered. And at the time, it's not like it was a close, it was like 6-2, I want to say, at the time of the home run. But that home run certainly put the game out of reach.
Yeah. I mean, there's Aaron Judge was looking at that manager. He's looking at Grady going, do you not see the scoreboard? You see what the scoreboard says? Like next to my name, you see all those numbers? You think you're not going to wear this too? Like you think you're immune to what's about to happen? Like, buddy, you just put me in the driver's seat for 300.
Mm-hmm.
Done and done. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't fuck with my guy, Judgy. Congratulations to one of my close personal friends, Aaron Judge, on hitting his career 300th home run. Jay, hey, what's your day look like the rest of today?
I think I was going to get some mini golf in.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
I haven't played a lot of mini golf this season.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So I think we're going to try and get out there. Why? What do you got going on?
Well, it's 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
I have therapy at 10, which will end at 11.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to do Family Feud. And there are some other I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, we got a half hour to cook with right now. How long do you think Family Feud will take?
I mean, it's usually like a 10-minute thing, right?
Oh, all right. So, all right, we'll fight on. The Houston Astros have won their 8th straight baseball game. I don't want to say that they're running away with the American League West, but there is some growing separation. Did anyone here not pick the Astros to win the division before the season started? Everyone had the Astros?
If I recall correctly, I don't want to. I believe that's the way that I went. Yes.
Okay. How many games did they win the division by? I mean, we've got a month and a half to go, and it seems like the separation has begun.
I want to say no more than 5 because it feels like what the Mariners are capable of doing on the mound is enough to keep them within earshot.
I was going to say 6.5 is the higher or lower.
I would take the under.
Okay, Jay. Hey.
Yeah.
6.5.
I guess I would reluctantly take the under as well. But like with the news that, I mean, Julio left the game again last night, right? With some sort of ankle injury. Mm-hmm. I know the guys they imported were necessary and upgrades on the players that they were playing, but this offense, as we talked about many times, and Dallas mentioned, like, are you throwing good money at bad, kind of chasing offensive improvements for this team? Like, I still like those additions, but I just think this team is in desperate straits in so many games so often, despite another, they got a great pitching performance from Wu last night, who's been electric for them overall this season. And it's a loss. And you just like, I know it's one game and I'm not trying to get caught up in one game, but as I said before, I just think the gap between the offense between the Astros and the Mariners is so vast. And the gap between the starting rotation or the pitching staff overall as a big picture is, if there is one, I think it's fractionally in favor, or it's by degrees, not magnitudes, in favor of the Mariners. I just think it's a really bad formula to come from behind in this division. So I'd say under 6.5, but I do think it'll be right in that general area.
Yeah. Well, to continue down that path, Jay, hey, the Guardians, it's been a goddamn roller coaster ride with this team. They've been streaking one way, they're streaking another way. How many games straight did they lose? Like they lost 6 straight. Now they've won 5 straight. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're up to 5 straight now. I mean, it's little consolation to take a serious sweep from the Cubs after 2016, but it is a little bit nice because it is fairly devastating to them to get swept at any stage at this point too. So, like, listen, I think I would recommend any Guardians fan listening to this, or obviously any fan, but specifically a Guardians fan, go back and listen to the Chris Rose interview, because I think he touched on something that's incredibly true about this team, which is that, or this organization, which is there's a built-in expectation that it's not going to work. And I think when you haven't won since 1948, that's fairly healthy. Actually, to be honest, it's a healthy way to approach a team because it hasn't worked. And I kind of differ with him a little bit. He seemed to express a great deal of concern about the offense. And I think that is true to a degree, but I also think, like, compared to the last 2 or 3 years, there's more game-to-game upside with this offense than there has been recently. Like, I feel like in previous editions, it was kind of Joe Ram and good luck to you in the post-Lindor universe. And I think at least with Kwan and Naylor, and I have higher expectations for Lane Thomas than what he has delivered for this team so far, obviously, but it was a huge series. They've re-established some distance between them and the Twins. I was hugely impressed with how they battled back against the Twins over the weekend after losing the first series of the first game of the series, and looking like, this could be tied or very close by the end of the weekend. So I'm impressed. I think they're sitting pretty, but I'm not taking anything for granted because the game-to-game starting rotation situation still makes me very nervous.
Dallas, yesterday, Chris Rose comfortably said the Cleveland Guardians will be an underdog in any playoff series that they have in 2024. Do you agree with that? Because I sure don't.
I'm not sure who you would vault over them.
The Red Sox would not be favored over the Guardians in a playoff series. I know
we're
that
talking teams
the
like,
Royals,
was he referring teams that were already in contention, like, or excuse me, already locked in to a playoff spot? Like,
like if they get there, like the Red Sox could very conceivably get there. Would you have the Mariners as a favorite over the Guardians? Would you have the Royals? I mean, the Cleveland Guardians have the fucking best record in baseball right now. I'm not saying that they are the best team. Like, if we're talking run differential here, they're a plus 83. The Yankees are a plus 118. The Dodgers are at 104. The Orioles are 90. So, like, I get it from that perspective. Like, record wise, like, are they as good as their record? No. They have the best record in baseball. They have the best team in baseball? No. But there are definitely teams that they would go up against in the playoffs and be favored against for sure.
Here's one of the other things that I want to point out too, about specific to Rose's comment that they would be an underdog in any series. Think about the game 1 and game 2 pitching matchups that are going to be in any of those series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that does to drive individual game odds or betting or whatever, or just general sentiment about a series.
Yeah.
Like, even the Royals. So let's take the Royals. That's Cole Reagans or Seth Lugo in some order, right off the bat. I think you'd definitely rather have Cole Reagans, and I think probably Seth Lugo, than any starting pitcher right now, depending on how Bybee is looking health wise, right? Like, I think
Brady Singer.
Yeah,
any of them.
I mean, Matthew Boyd and Alex Cobb are playing huge roles for this Guardians team right now. And I know that, like, that's a separate conversation from a postseason series, but, like, Orioles are going to trot out Burns to start off that series. I think the Red Sox are probably the one team where maybe they would not be the underdog, but I think he's correct that in any other scenario, they are probably going to be even money at best in the AL, and that's life for the Guardians. That's how it usually breaks down.
That's life in the postseason is the pitching.
For sure.
That's
For
where
sure.
everything gets identified. Everything. And I mean, if you go and look at the Mariners, correct me if I'm wrong, I do not believe they have a starter that is featuring an ERA north of 3.5.
Even after that
So
Kirby start?
Even after the Kirby start. Even after the Kirby start.
What's Kirby's ERA
he
up
might
to
be
after
sitting
that?
right at 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's 3.42.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Like, so Jared, like in that regard, and what do we always talk about? What did we just say at the beginning of this week? It's not a scene. It's a goddamn arms race. So when you're measuring it out, what do the Guardians bring to the table offensively? What do they bring to the table on the mound? I think you can look at a lot of those clubs and start with what's happening on the mound, and that scale is going to tip in the favor of the opposition. And then from there, you've got a couple, maybe three guys. I mean, Jay mentioned Lane Thomas, and I would actually, Jay, I'm curious I'm curious what you think about Lane Thomas moving forward, because the sample size here is small, but I think starting to bubble a bit. I mean, I don't know how many, and I'm not trying to be an asshole here. Is he hitting 100? Because
Yeah,
I think
it's 104.
okay.
Who's this?
What
Lane Thomas.
And the only reason I even say that is because we were having the conversation yesterday. Excuse me. And the dude I was talking to was like, I don't even think Lane Thomas has a fucking hit yet. And I was like, I don't think it's that bad. And then I looked real quick and I was like, oh shit, that's not as good as, okay, yeah, that's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, he has 5 hits as a Guardian total. 3 of them came in the first 2 games, so he got off to a decent start. Since his third game to the present, he is 2 for his last 40. He's hitting 050 over the last 12 games. And even from an aesthetic perspective, this doesn't really matter from a production standpoint, but like both of those hits came in the same game too. So like in 11 of the 12 games over that stretch, he is hitless. He's giving you nothing. So it's tough, right? Because Lane Thomas was valued because of like some level of like versatility with a kind of broad base of skills. Like we know he's at least a platoon bat at the very least, which is something that this team wanted and identified as a need from that end. But also, and you want to just put aside his struggles, like adapting to a new situation, only 54 plate appearances. But then you also realize that his production year over year was also down. So you were already kind of banking on not a return to form, but like certainly not getting worse from where he was already performing for this to be worth it. So like, and one of his better skill sets, or at least one of the things that you can like hang your hat on, is that he's going to steal you a bag every now and then. And you literally can't do that if you're not getting a hit or a walk ever. So
this ain't banana ball, Jay. Hey, you can't steal first.
No. And no, right. Yeah. So I think, I'm not bailing. I still like the deal. I like that the Guardians were aggressive. I'm not going to retroactively criticize them when I wanted them to be aggressive, because the guy has gotten off to an impossibly bad start. But it is Cleveland, so it's not New York. But like, you don't want this to build on itself, where so many questions start being asked about Lane Thomas's contributions that it kind of spirals, which I think would be a pretty understandable thing. We talked about the who was it? Was it Mitch Haniger that gave the quotes about the social media? It wasn't Mitch Haniger. Who are we just talking about? Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver. And I know I'm not saying Lane Thomas is dealing with abuse, but like I just go back to that where it's like that's not helping the situation, right? And it can spiral on itself. And Lane Thomas has no built up equity in the Cleveland fan base, which is not a vicious fan base necessarily, but like doesn't care about Lane Thomas because he hasn't come up. They haven't watched him play. He's never done anything good for the team. All he's been is bad. So I'm not bailing, but it is nice that they've been able to right the ship while not getting really any contributions from him at all.
And this is where, just to put a bow on that, this is where I would want to see for the Guardians, the leadership in the room. And I know this is happening. Take Lane Thomas under their wing, right? Like, hey, you're here, bro. You're part of us. And I know shit sucks right now. It's all good. We got your back. We got some dudes in the lineup that might be able to continue to plug away and sort of mask what's going on here. You're good. We need you. Things will get better. Like, you hope that that's just the conversation right now, because I think that's something that gets overlooked often, is when you bring guys in to try to help a situation, things aren't going well. Jay, you just laid out that we don't have any equity built up in the fan base. I don't have much equity built up in my own teammates, just outside of what they might know about me as a competitor or through other venues or avenues. So hope that they are able to wrap their arms around him, because that would be a guy who would help significantly should he start to show up and swing the bat. He, and I think you touched on David Fry last time as well.
Yeah. And his best weapon is his speed, which he cannot utilize if he's not on base.
And God damn it, I love it when dudes that have that skill set are impacting postseason baseball games, because it feels like that's almost as anticipatory as the big bat coming up in a big spot with guys on base. You're like, fuck, nowhere to put this dude. We got action. All right, speedster on first, late in the game, down by 1. We got action. Like, I fucking love that. I love that.
I do too, Dallas. Not as much as I love Gooder.
You like it gooder than that?
I do. I know that they're known for their sunglasses, but I actually have a pair right here. And they ain't sunglasses. These are the blue light glasses. I wore those pretty recently. Everyone was like, damn, you looking zaddy in those glasses. And I was like, well, I got them from Gooder. That's a fact. Gooder was actually super cool. They were like, we want you to test out some of our sunglasses. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'll do that. But you guys get those blue light glasses? And they're like, boy, do we ever. Let us know what you want. And I was like, cool. I've been wearing them ever since. Stylish sunnies starting at only $25 a pair. No slip, no bounce, all polarized, all fun. 1-year warranty, 30-day free returns. Hell of a deal. They've got a bunch of different styles, shapes, colors. They won't slip or bounce. The retro G's are available in 4 different colors. They've got a bunch of different like names. It's not just like, oh, what are I can't say any like competitors, but you know how there's competitors that baseball players wear, for instance, where they've got like, it's like a single name or whatever. Not here. They're almost like full sentences. You go through the store. Threaten me with a good time is one of them, Dallas. I feel like yeah. That's the name of a pair of shades here.
I like that.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I like that.
Bet you do. They're great for running, cycling, golfing, going to the beach, hiking. And now is the perfect time to get them in time for your summer vacations or activities, because they're so affordable. I never have to worry about losing them or breaking them. And I do be losing sunglasses, as we all know. I'm on my 3rd pair. Jesus. I lost a pair. Yeah, I know. I lost a pair at the Foo Fighters concert. I'm not pumped about it. So if you want to support the show and try a pair, Gooder is giving BID listeners free shipping. You can go to Gooder, that's GOODR.com/BID, and use the promo code BID for free shipping. Gooder offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and 100% satisfaction. Again, that's Gooder.com/BID, and use the promo code BID to get yourself some free shipping. Appreciate the folks at Gooder for the support. And for the glasses, you know, I do be wearing these, not just for the read. You know, you've seen me wear these on the show. These are from Gooder. All right. I think it's that time.
All right. Welcome back to Baseball is Dead Family Feud. I'm your man, Justin Havens.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys coming off a win. Wouldn't get too cocky about those sorts of things, but
the A's? The A's, you mean?
The A's? Yeah, we lost. It was a bad ball game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the A's. Yeah, no. I hope your guys' win percentage in Family Feud ends up being better than the A's this season, even as scrappy as that offense is.
Second half A's, different story. Go ahead.
Catching strays, yeah.
Totally. You know, if they did that thing where it was like a split schedule, the A's would have a real shot at the playoffs. They don't, though. So they won't.
No.
But all right, so you guys got a chance here. You guys got a chance for sure. There's some meaty answers on each of them. It's just, will you find those meaty answers?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going first?
I believe it's Dallas's turn to go first.
I believe that's correct.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, no pressure, Dallas. Fucking dumbass.
Are we sure it's my turn?
Yeah, because we were making fun of you for the freak out thing with your headphones last time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had to go second. Yep. It was good times. Viral content. All right, are you ready?
Oh.
Some of these require listening, okay?
Fuck.
Because some of these have like options that are pre-provided for you. Hey, that limits the number of answers there could possibly be. So look at it that way.
All
right, are you ready?
Not a great test taker. Yeah, I'm ready.
Jake, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Out of 100 BID fans, here are the results. Question 1. Between these options, miss the postseason, lose in the wild card, lose in the DS, lose in the championship series, lose in the World Series, or win the World Series, what will happen with the 2024 Guardians?
Losing the wild card. Losing the division.
Where does Emmanuel Clase rank among current MLB closers?
Second.
How many MVPs will Juan Soto win in his career? He has 0 right now.
3.
How many starting pitchers on the Astros are you choosing to start a playoff game over a healthy Justin Verlander?
2.
Which team will finish the regular season with the best record?
Ooh. The Phillies.
Thank you. Jake, I need a ruling on question number 1. He answered with lose wild card and then pivoted to lose division series.
Yeah,
what do we Go ahead, Dallas.
No. I don't want my interjection to I want to be ruled with integrity.
Jake?
I think he pivoted in the same breath, so I think that was fair enough.
God damn it, Jake. That's why you're a fucking model American right there. Just the honesty.
Jared?
Yeah, just for the viewing audience at home, I don't actually have to take my headphones off. I can literally slide that thing down and I can't hear anyone. I take it off for the optics so that no one thinks that I'm cheating, but I would never cheat the integrity of this game. So
we appreciate that. And we did know that, but it's good for the viewing audience to know that. All right, Jared. Would you like to know how many Dallas got?
No.
Okay. He's going to go blind, folks.
Raw dog.
Jared, I'm going to tell you right off the bat. The first question requires a little bit of listening because there are options to choose from. Okay. So that limits the number of answers, but you do need to listen.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. I love listening. I'm a big listener, Dallas. Shut the fuck up.
I'm saying Jay Hayes got a fucking mouthful today.
Okay,
yeah. I didn't listen to the feedback that the question should be shorter.
No.
All right. No. Although this is the only long ones, to be fair. All right, are you ready, Jared?
I am.
Are you ready, Jake?
Good.
All right, out of 100 BID fans, here are the results. Between these options, miss the postseason, lose in the wild card, lose in the DS, lose in the championship series, lose in the World Series, or win the World Series, what will happen with the 2024 Guardians?
Ooh, losing the division series. Losing the wild card.
Where does Emmanuel Clase rank among current MLB closers?
Third.
How many MVPs will Juan Soto win in his career total? He has 0 right now.
2.
How many starting pitchers on the Astros are you choosing to start a playoff game over a healthy Justin Verlander?
3.
Which team will finish the regular season with the best record?
The Yankees.
Thank you. All right.
We have a timer? Fuck, did we get that in?
Yeah.
Yeah, the timer backstage, but you were good.
Oh, backstage.
Yeah. Jake's not with his usual setup right now, so you got to trust us on the timer.
My internal clock was ticking.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, no one on Discord needs to check that backstage timer.
I feel like that's not going to be a popular Discord answer, but that's okay.
That's all right. All right. Should we go through the answers?
Yeah, please.
All right. I go Dallas first, right?
Yes.
All right. Between question one, so between all of those options for the Guardians, I won't read them all again. What will happen with them? Dallas provided the number one answer, which is lose in the division series. Both of you tried that, so credit to you. That was the overwhelming number one answer with 61 points.
Damn.
So a great start.
Did pretty good there.
Yep. Question 2, where does Emmanuel Clase rank among current MLB closers? Dallas said second. That got 22 points. That was the number 2 answer. So you're all the way up to 83 through 2 questions. How many MVPs will Juan Soto win in his career? Dallas said 3. That was worth 29 points.
Wow.
You guys are well over 100 points already. How many starting pitchers on the Astros are you choosing to start a playoff game over a healthy Justin Verlander? Dallas said 2. That was the number 1 answer with 31 points. Number 5, which team will finish the regular season with the best record? Dallas said Phillies. That was also the number 1 answer with 31 points. So Dallas, 174 points for Dallas in the first round, puts Jared in a great position. Let's see whether he brought it home.
Okay. Don't fuck us.
He needs 26 for those counting at home.
Damn.
For the Guardians question, Jared, as we know, tried the DS answer, then came through with the wild card. That was the 3rd most common answer. It got him 11 points. So we've bitten off a nice chunk of that 26. We need 15 left. Lose in the championship series was the number 2 answer with 26. World Series lose and win each got 1 vote. Nobody voted for miss the postseason. Where does Emmanuel Clase rank among current MLB closers? Jared said 3rd. That was worth 14 points. The number 3 answer. So you are so close with 199 with 3 questions remaining. So assuming you got them on the board, you guys are going to be bringing them home. First was the number 1 overall answer, which you guys did not bring home. That was rare for you guys not to bring home the number 1 answer between the 2 of you, but you did not on this one. That was worth
Mason Miller.
47 points. It is Emmanuel Clase. How many MVPs will Juan Soto win in his career? Jared needs 1 point here. He answered 2. That was the number 1 overall answer with 45 points. So you guys cleared this. That brings you up to 244. You guys obviously cleared this easily. Just to clean it up, how many starting pitchers would you choose to start over a healthy Justin Verlander on the Astros? Jared said 3. That was worth 27 points. The number 2 answer. And then which team will finish the regular season with the best record? Jared, we think in time, doesn't matter. Got Yankees with 12. So that gets you all the way up. I think that might be the highest total we've had.
Yeah.
You guys get 27, 12. Oh, wow. So 283.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Hey, Discord, fucking blow me. Discord, not really. I'm not serious. That's not intentional. Thank you for the great competitive round, Discord.
Yeah.
283, a new high water mark for the two of you. Congratulations.
It's big time. That is big time.
That's good stuff. What a way to go into the weekend, for us at least. The baseball is dead weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Wow. We'll see what they come back with next week. Discord,
I didn't even feel
or the
good about
makers.
that round, really.
Well, if you've been paying attention to the podcast, more and more it's being tied to what we talk about here. So if you're plugged in on the podcast and know what your co-hosts are listening to and what the fans are responding to, then you're in good shape for the feud.
That's true. That is true.
Good. Shout out to Jay Hay for just being an absolute fucking rebel. You want me to speed the questions up? I'm going to give you the first 7 multiple choice option right out of the gate. Suck my dick.
Jay, I was floating around on Discord last night and just checking channels, see if there was anything interesting. And I saw on the Feud one, somebody had said, I saw Jay Hay tweet 30 minutes ago, so maybe he's still awake and we get the questions tonight. And I was like, oh shit.
Whoops.
So I opened up the other doc that I do the questions in, shot him to Jake, and Jake's like, oh, I'm so happy you remembered, or something like that. And I was like, buddy, I had you the whole time, dog. Don't worry about it.
It's a Discord, you're an alarm service as well.
Yeah, you nailed it. That's why you got the 7 option one. It was me laying in bed.
There you go.
Watching the Yanks. Wow, has it been an hour already?
Yeah, it truly has. Wow. I don't have any final thoughts. You guys?
I do, but I don't want to monopolize final thoughts. So if Dallas has something, go ahead.
No. Fire away, Jay Hay.
So Juan Soto last night, this will be my nug, quote unquote. Juan Soto gave a quote last night after Judge did his thing and said, I hope he breaks the home run record. Why not? I think he's the guy who can literally break the record. He's been whatever. He goes on. But the point is that he says, I hope and think basically that Aaron Judge will or can break the record, which is, of course, just getting caught up in the moment and fun and support for your teammate. And I'm not criticizing Juan Soto, but it prompted me to look at what Aaron Judge would have to do to get himself into that sort of conversation. And some people on Twitter have been taking this as a criticism. It's not a criticism of Aaron Judge. It's a reflection of how difficult it is to get into these conversations if you don't start playing baseball in the major leagues at 19, 20 or 21. Like you just can't get into the conversations because everybody who's ahead of you got the chance to play at that point. So I looked up, if Aaron Judge finishes this season with 60 homers, so that's 17 more this season, and then he hits 60 homers every season from 25 through 28. So 4 more seasons, 5 straight seasons of 60 plus homers, and which would be 6 and 7 seasons, actually going back to 22. He'd still only rank 9th all time in homers through age 36, not 9th all time in homers,
right?
9th
just
through age 36. He'd have to average 60 homers a season, basically through his age 40 season, to break Barry Bonds' record. That's like, so I've
about
been
the Sosa run, Jay Hay.
Right. So and even Sosa didn't do what nobody's done what I'm laying out. Right. So it's not, Bonds didn't do it. Sosa didn't do it. McGuire didn't do it. So it's not going to happen, but that's I've been the biggest proponent of a non-Yankee fan for what Aaron Judge is doing in the present and how it ranks historically. So I appreciate it. But if you start playing baseball for real in the major league level at 25, which is what happened with Aaron Judge, you can't get into 700 homers. You just don't. So thanks for coming out, everybody. We appreciate you listening. We gone.